Okay, today we're going to find products of numbers with exponents. So notice here we have two multiplication problems. We have sets of numbers or variables that have exponents. So there's something special that we have to do with those exponents. So let's do our expanded version first and see how we would put these numbers together. So notice I have x to the third times x to the fifth. Well, it helps me to expand a little bit to see what's going on. So I know x to the third is the same thing as x times x times x. Remember, x to the third, 3 tells us how many times to multiply x by itself. Then I have x to the fifth. So the 5 is telling me I need to multiply x by itself 5 times. So I'm going to write that out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now to come up with the answer, I'm just going to calculate how many x's I have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I have 8 x's. So I would actually write the answer as x to the 8th power. Let's try it with a number. Notice in my first one I have 3 to the 2nd power times 3 to the 4th power. I know that 3 to the 2nd power is the same thing as 3 times 3. Then I'm multiplying it by 3 to the 4th power. That means I'm going to take my number 3 and multiply it by itself 4 times. So 3 times 3 times 3 times 3. Now I'm just going to condense. How many 3's do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So I would write this as x to the 6th power. Now if you take a look, I had x to the third times x to the fifth equaled x to the 8th. I think I see a pattern. Let me see if it works in the next one. I have 3 to the 2nd times 3 to the 4th equals, oh, I made a mistake. Let's make that a 3, not an x. 3 to the 6th power. Do you notice the pattern? I notice that if I have 3 to the 2nd and 3 to the 4th, it becomes 3 to the 6th. That means my 2 plus 4 is 6. And I notice that 3 plus 5 is 8. So that is our pattern. We are going to take our exponents and add to find our answer. So here is the rule. When finding products of numbers with exponents, if, underline if, the bases are the same, you keep the base and add the exponents. So let's go ahead and try one. Notice that I have n to the 4th times n to the 5th. Now I could write out 4 n's and then 5 n's and then count them up, but our shortcut is to write n to the 4 plus 5. I'm just going to add my exponents. So my answer is going to be n to the 9th. Let's take a look at our next one. Notice I have x to the 3rd times x to the 4th. Oh, my bases are different. So actually, I can't simplify this at all. That is the answer. In my next one, I have a negative exponent, and that's okay. We handle them just the same as the regular positive exponents. Notice I have the same bases of 3. So I keep my base, and I'm going to add my exponents. Now when I add my exponents, I have a negative 1 plus 4. Well, in integers, if I have different signs, I'm going to actually subtract. So 4 take away 1 is 3, and I keep the sign of my larger absolute value. So it is 3 to the 3rd. In our next one, I have 2 times x to the 3rd times 4 times x to the 5th. In this case, our 2 and our 4 are coefficients. So I'm going to multiply like normal. Oops. Multiply like normal. 2 times 4 is 8. Now I'm going to handle my numbers with exponents. I've got x to the third and x to the fifth. That is going to be x to the, remember I add my exponents, 3 plus 5. And so my number becomes 8x to the 8th. And that is finding products of numbers with exponents.